Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Tuesday the 18th of June. An unintended southern stopover for passengers on a Virgin Australia flight to Melbourne yesterday. A fire in one engine forced it to make an emergency landing in Invercargill, thought caused by a bird strike. Queenstown Airport Chief Executive Glenn Sowry told RNZ the pilots may have used a route set aside for planes to use in such circumstances.
And they are designed specifically to ensure that in the event of an engine failure, that the aircraft can operate out of the mountainous terrain with no difficulty.
The airline says passengers will be flown to Brisbane this afternoon and get a connecting flight to Melbourne tonight. Christopher Luxon is being reunited with his business delegation in Tokyo today after being forced to abandon them in Papua New Guinea. Political editor Jason Walls is travelling with the PM.
Despite missing the vast majority of people he left New Zealand with, Luxon pressed ahead with his program yesterday. Today's focus is all about business. The PM signing a launch agreement with Rocket Lab before doing a supermarket visit to browse Kiwi brands. Tomorrow he meets with Prime Minister Fumio Kishida for a bilateral meeting.
And Chris Luxon's business delegation includes Rocket Lab founder Sir Peter Beck. He says the company has many Japanese customers and it's good to be visiting the country with the Prime Minister.
The Japanese have a very large space program, so their space agency is called JAXA, and they have very, very large projects and programs in swing.
The Workplace Relations Minister denies proposed changes to the Holidays Act will disproportionately affect women and minorities who are more likely to work part-time. Brooke Van Velden has told a select committee plans including prorating sick leave to reflect hours worked will help employees.
Under what we have with the Holidays Act, there are workers in New Zealand that are not being paid their full entitlements, not because of fault of their employer, but because the law is so complex.
Labour's leader continues to call the government tax cuts poorly timed, kicking in late July, against officials advising to wait until October. The government's pouring $14.7 billion into it and giving landlords a $3 billion boost. Chris Hipkins says it's funded by $12 billion borrowing. He told Kerry Woodham Mornings he agrees tax brackets need adjusting, but not now.
Doing it at a time when inflation is high and when government revenue is declining because of a downturn in the economy, it's the worst time to do it.
Advocates worry more granny flats will keep elderly people out of the community. The coalition's proposing amendments to the Building Act and Resource Management System. People building structures up to 60 square metres would only need an engineering report. Age Concerns Chief Executive Karen Billings-Jensen says they have concerns.
Imagining that being able to have someone come and live with you on your land but not necessarily in your house still might not be the best option for an older person.
To sport, Super Rugby player Connor Garden-Bashop has died, aged 25. New Zealand have chased 79 to beat Papua New Guinea by 7 wickets, with 7.4 overs to spare in their dead rubber Group C match at cricket's T20 World Cup. An injury scare for France after an opening 1-0 football win over Austria at Euro 2024. Captain Kylian Mbappe has a suspected broken nose. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.